CSGO knives are getting increasingly more expensive, and finding them for cheap, whether it's for a quick flip in price or just to buy as a fun thing to own, is not really easy as everything is getting just so up there in price. So today I'm going to show you guys the best way to buy. But just before we get into that, check out the sponsor SkinsMonkey. SkinsMonkey is a great way to get the actual value for your skin and not lose a lot of money while trading for skins that look great. You can easily trade the junk you have sitting around for good investment items that can earn you money over time, or trade for a knife that's been doing incredibly well price-wise long term. They're not hard to find at all. And once again, free $5 bonus on your first trade when you sign up. Link at the top of the description. But for now, let's get back into it. Okay, so first off, third-party sites. All of them will be linked at the top of the description, but which one is the best and which are even worth looking at? I'll start by looking at what I consider the top two right now, being Skinport and Buff163. Skinport is probably one of the most convenient with decent prices. It's also one of the most popular, which is why I want to cover it, and Buff has the best prices, but is really difficult for the average person to use, and here's why. If you go on Skinport and just sort by a price range or the knife for whatever skin you're looking for and also go to the highest discount, you can sometimes find some really good deals, and that's usually where you're going to find the cheapest items. But we'll start from the top. Right now we have a gut knife Doppler which says it's 29% off the Steam market price, which funnily enough isn't accurate at all because they're $114 on Steam. So that's one of the main things you have to worry about starting off on Skinport. Some of the skins like Doppler's, case hardened, and like really just strange stickers that you don't see often have completely inaccurate percentage off prices. So just look out for that when you're buying stuff compared to actual other websites, and don't just look at the percentage off because most of the time it isn't accurate, to be completely honest. But let's find an actual skin. The survival knife stand minimal wear, literally the first thing I find that isn't a Doppler on the site. They're currently going for $137 on the Steam market and only $100 on Skinport, and surprisingly $101 on Buff. So you can get it for cheaper on Skinport. And from my experience, you'll be able to find deals like this consistently on Skinport since they have such a massive inventory of over 650,000 skins. You can usually find miscellaneous play skin knives sometimes cheaper than competitors. Like I bought a Karambit Force DD-Pat field tested, not really a liquid knife, but it's a nice play skin knife, and I got it for like $10-15 under Buff when I got it. So if you look around there, and you will have to look around, you can definitely find some cheaper prices, and it's probably the easiest way to buy a skin. Now, the issue with Skinport is that the minute you start to branch out past like really obscure knives, you're gonna find that Buff usually has them for cheaper, like the more easy to sell knives, like marble fades, Dopplers, liquid stuff that a ton of people are gonna be buying. For example, a Huntsman knife marble fade. It's $201.70 on Skinport, but $198.64 on Buff. So you're saving a bit of money on Buff, and that gap usually only gets bigger the more expensive skins are. Skinport has much higher selling fees than Buff, so you're going to be able to find people listing for cheaper on Buff the vast majority of the time. Just because selling fees are lower, why not sell the skin for cheaper as well so somebody actually buys it? But now on over to Buff, where the second issue comes in, which is actually acquiring balance on Buff, because unlike Skinport, where you can just deposit with a credit card, PayPal, or something simple, you have to be from China to directly deposit balance on Buff, or you have to buy it from someone else, or you have to sell skins you already own to get Buff balance on the site. And the vast majority of the time, people aren't going to be selling Buff balance in small amounts. So you'll have to be purchasing a skin for more than like $200 or so is what I've mostly seen. Getting actual Buff balance isn't too difficult of a process. Nowadays, there's a lot of trusted people actively selling it on Twitter. Hobshy, Raw CSGO, Astrobot, Sincho, just to name a few. I don't know if I pronounced that guy's name right, but all good. But if you're new to buying Buff balance and don't really understand the process, just most importantly make sure the account is legit, followed by other traders, has a cash rep, so just don't get scammed, please. And also, anyone can have a Twitter verified badge now, so don't just judge it off that. I don't think I've seen anybody trying to scam like that yet in the trading community, but I wouldn't be surprised at all. But yeah, just be careful because there are a lot of impersonators out there. There's a big trader named Metalcat who sells Buff balance sometimes and high tier items as well, and he has an impersonator currently going under Metalcat_ on Twitter. So the only reason I knew it was different is because he wasn't followed by anybody I knew, so just look out for that, don't get scammed, and you'll be completely fine. But that whole getting buff balance process usually requires like crypto as well, so there's a lot of steps. It's a bit of a pain. If you want to find something for probably around the same price, if you're just spending like 100, 200 bucks on a knife or low hundreds, you could usually just go on Skinport or the next site I'm going to mention. Maybe you'll have to pay a few bucks extra, but you don't have to go through the whole process of buying buff balance. But yeah, those two sites are usually going to be the best options for both simplicity and cheapest prices. The only site I would really even bothering looking at besides that is Skinbid. They're a great spot to find great prices as well, since they have really low fees, and they also have the basic deposit methods like credit and debit cards, so you're set there. It's kind of the best of both worlds, and not only do they have a marketplace, but you can of course bid on skins as well, so you've got a lot of options. If you're trying to get stuff for really cheap, that could help you out as well. But those are the top 3 sites I would recommend right now. Links to all of them at the top of the description. I definitely say compare prices and see what works for you. But besides all that, I think that's going to wrap it up for this one. So as always, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed. And of course, check out Skins Monkey for that free $5 bonus as well. If you have a knife or get a knife and get bored of it, you won't lose a lot of money trading it for something you actually want. But for now, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.